views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Bronxnet or the program underwriters.
Coming up on this edition of Perspectives, their objective is to enhance the elementary school experience by implementing organized athletic programs, especially in urban-based school districts across the city. We'll tell you more on this edition of Perspectives with yours truly, Daren Jaime.
What's on your mind?
Let 'em know.
Express what's on your mind. What's on your mind?
Let 'em know. Anything relevant to life, you bring it to the table. Whether you make a move solo or a movement with a stable. No fables, you speak on your decisions. Cause in the long run, it's your voice, your views, your vision. Keeping it real with many messages for you to know. This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective with shines of light. Cause it might make a difference in someone else's life.
Make a difference
What's
in
your
someone's
perspective?
life. Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share your perspective.
What's your perspective?
And hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Perspectives. I am Daren Jaime. We thank you for watching. Every week, you join us here on Perspectives on Bronxnet Channel 67. If you have Verizon Fios, of course, that'll be Channel 33, and you can always catch us on the web at bronxnet.org. Now, if you are on social media, we invite you to share with us via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or check out my professional page, Daren C. Jaime, on Facebook for some inspiration as well as some information. And you never know, because some of those perspectives we actually share in conversations right here on the show. But coming up on this edition of Perspectives, we are talking sports. How about basketball? Within schools, physical education and sports is an essential component of quality education. And our next guests are trying to enhance the elementary school experience by implementing organized athletic programs in some urban-based school districts of the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan. Here now to tell us a little bit more about it is Mr. Allan Lopez and Melvin Jackson. And when we talk about their group, and I want to tell you about their league. It's Elementary Students and Elementary School Sports League. And good to have you guys both.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I want to talk, and first I'll ask first things first. Talk to us a little bit about the league and what motivated you to start this league.
Well, the name of the league is the Elementary School Sports League. We've been running for about 5 years now. Mm-hmm. That's when it started, and it started all with a need that I found in the public school elementary system. When my son was in the 5th grade, he made his basketball team. And prior to that, I wasn't involved with the schools outside of parent-teachers night. Mm-hmm. But when he made the basketball team, I was very excited. So I'm like, yo, you made your team? Okay, that's great. I went to his school. I want to know what's going on, who we're playing, you know, what the agenda looks like. So the first thing I found out was that there's no league. You know, we were going to just play one other school in the district that had a basketball team, and we were going to fish to see who else had a team. So I was surprised. I said, there's no league, there's no calendar in place. He said, no, Mr. Lopez, you know, this is what we're working with. I said, okay, so what about the uniforms? We have a few uniforms here, but I'm going to have to request that the parents pay for uniforms again, which may be a little bit of a challenge. So this is the assistant principal sharing this with me. So I was surprised to see that, one, there was no league in place, and second, that it was going to be hard to even get uniforms for the kids. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to be involved. I want to make this the best experience possible for my son. So I asked if I come on board with a sponsor for the schools, for the team, will that work? Will they accept the uniforms? So he said, well, if you could do that, that'd be great. Mm-hmm. So I tapped into the community, and I got the local pizzeria to pay for basketball uniforms, reversible jerseys for the school. Mm-hmm. And I also was able to convince them to pay for the cheerleading uniforms as well for the girls. So we had uniforms, and they were nice. Mm-hmm. So you want to see the expression on the team's face. They loved the uniforms. You know, I saw that boost in morale for them and school spirit. Mm-hmm. You know, in my son's school. So well, the next thing was to play the games. So I latched on as an assistant coach, trying to help with whatever I can. But we did literally play one school about 3 times. And then we went outside the district and we played another school about twice, and that was it for our season. But what I realized, not only in my son, but in his teammates, was to boost the morale.
Right.
And I realized that school spirit, there were parents that were coming out for the games, and it was nice.
Right.
So I told the coach at the time, I said, look, next season my son won't be here, but I'm gonna organize this for the district. And he looked at me and he said, well, good luck with that. I said, no, I'm gonna do it. I figured it out. So the following season, in our district, which is in Brooklyn, District 17, which is the neighborhoods of Flatbush, Crown Heights, and Lefferts Gardens, there are 19 elementary schools in the district. And out of the 19, I got 14 to come on. Out of the 14, only 2 of them had existing teams. That included my son's school.
Wow.
So I pretty much showed them how we did it, how to do it, and the league started.
The league starts. You're deputy commissioner.
Yes, I am.
What's it like keeping up with all these kids now? Because obviously you first started, and as he took us down the memory lane here to
Right.
get us to where we are,
Right.
you start off small. Now you have to. He talks about the district in Brooklyn,
Right.
But now you got the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens.
Well, I handle a lot of the day-to-day stuff in terms of connecting the referees with the games and the different schools and this, that, and the third. So I pretty much see constant adventure, I guess I could say. You know, because everybody wants to really make this work. And what happens is that there's so many games going on in different boroughs. So you have to be in constant contact with the referees and with the schools and with the coaches. So it's been a challenge, but it's a good challenge. You know, it's something that you can see the effect of as the season progresses and as the school year goes on. You can see it and you can feel it.
Yeah.
Teachers, everything else.
Walk me through this here, because elementary school, right? It's now become the breeding ground almost for major basketball players. Because by the time you're out of high school now, they're pretty much picking you up, college, and possibly, but yet and still in the schools district, elementary school basketball doesn't always get a good look. And I think that's why exactly you were able to fill a gap.
Exactly. And I was surprised because I played basketball from my elementary school, and I still remember that experience. I'm assuming that it has a lot to do with budget, prioritizing where the funds go to, where it's fine. Most of it goes towards the academic side of things. And that's why we don't see this mandate to have basketball teams in these schools. So that's what I've learned. So growing the league from 14 schools only in District 17 to now we've been blessed to service over 2,000 kids throughout the 5 years, and now we have about 50 schools in the league and still growing. It's just a matter of schools hearing about what it is that we're doing and wanting to be a part of the system. And it's all connected. So we're proud to say that the schools are recognizing now how important it is and the sacrifice that they should make in order to establish a team.
Coming up after the break, I'm going to take a quick break and talk a little bit after the break about kids in athletics. And really, what does it mean to have kids involved in athletics at an early age? It doesn't necessarily have to always be basketball, but a sport, athletics. What does that mean in the life of an elementary school student? We'll talk about that when we return right here on Perspectives right after this.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions,
Love it.
cross-referencing travel sites, and booking all your flights with those.
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like, aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
And we are back here on Perspectives, the topic of conversation, athletics, and talking about the elementary school league and how powerful it is to go from just one school now literally to all across the city, with the exception of Staten Island. Staten Island, get ready because they're coming.
Yeah.
So talk to me about this, because when you talk about elementary school kids, they're at the formative years, right?
Yeah.
And in addition to being in formative years, sometimes this is the year where, sometimes deviant behavior starts to kick in. But talk to me about basketball as an alternative. I could do a whole show by myself because it really is my story, right? Of, how basketball intercepted my life and took it to another place at an early age. But I see that you guys really have the same passion and really feel the same way.
Yes, we've had success, beautiful testimonies from teachers and parents and even principals on how they're challenging kids that were constantly getting in trouble, the deviant behavior that you just mentioned, how for an incentive for them to stay on the team, they had to do better, in their behavior, and they have. So I believe sports in general, we're talking about basketball right now, but sports in general on the elementary school level does enhance, it gives the student athlete the opportunity and the incentive for them to do better in order to just stay active in their sports program.
As we're seeing a few of the pictures that you've actually shared with us about the athletes and these young people walking away with trophies and reaching these accomplishments, and what's it mean to really be able to give these kids trophies? And for some of them, it's their first actual achievement and accomplishment. Sometimes we don't struggle well. We struggle academically, and athletics becomes the first opportunity for achievement.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. We make sure that we award all the students, from participation trophies, which are small, to the district championship trophies for those schools that take their district, the runner-ups for the district get their medals, to the borough champions, they get additional trophies. So they, if you're a district champion, you become a borough champ. Now you have 2 sets of championship trophies, and then the trophy the set that you just displayed there, which is the citywide championship trophies. So they all get awarded, and I can only speak from, as you mentioned as well, personal experience. When I was in elementary school, the trophy that was given to me, I kept it way until I was an adult. It disappeared after I got married.
Right. The wife threw it out. Yeah, you don't need that no more.
But it was my first trophy, and I held it dearly. And when I went to middle school, I made the team in middle school, and I competed in other sports. But that's a huge accomplishment. Right. So for most of, I would say for maybe 80% of the participating student athletes, this is their first trophy.
Yeah. And for you, obviously you said keep it up with them. It's a hard thing to do. You got these 5 boroughs to really maintain and things like that. Talk to us about the work that you do in terms of having to just stay up with everybody.
Well, I have to say this about my personal experience. I'm actually a court officer. I'm a court officer. And I've been an officer for 24 years. So I've seen the effect of not having some type of positive influence from a young age. You see that coming through the court system.
Right.
You know, and unfortunately we see a lot of us. You know. So my thing is that keeping track of these kids and keeping track of the games and everything is more than just for that day. It's for tomorrow.
Right.
You know, it's for all of these kids. It's for later on when they go on to other endeavors that they understand what professionalism is like. They understand what it is to have responsibility.
So talk to us about season. How long does the season last?
The season lasts for about 3 months. Yeah, 3 months to 3.5 months. Our season begins in January, and it ends March, April, ideally. You know, and that constitutes the breaks that the school has. You know, we make sure that we don't play games during the state exams. We try to wrap up prior to the state exams. No, we can't do that. You know, so it's typically about 3.5 months.
Yeah. I want to ask you a little bit more about this because, you know, you talk about, you know, violence and crime, right? We see a lot of it happen. You go across states, Chicago, New York, we've got our own set of violence. We just recently reported about, you know, a young man being shot and murdered here in our area. When you look at the positive side, right, of the student athlete and you seeing them graduate, get these awards, what does it do for you as commissioner, as deputy commissioner, to really say, you know what, I've been a game changer?
Keeps me going. Keeps me going. It's challenging, but that just gives me the boost to keep going. I love it when I see, when we first started the league, those student athletes are now sophomores in high school. And most of them play for their high school teams. That is gratifying.
Yeah.
Because in order for them to play for their high school teams, they have to be staying out of trouble as well. They have to be maintaining a certain GPA. That means that they're doing it. What it does for you, Mel?
Well, for me, I mean, it's a wonderful example of how much our future depends on our young people. One thing I noticed when we were canvassing a lot of schools early on was most of the schools didn't even expect to have anyone come in and do anything for their third graders or their fourth graders or what have you. So I recognized right away that there was a need there and that there was a hole there and that it would be welcomed once it became something that the city looked forward to. So that's really what I'm looking forward to, is that the city is going to look forward to their kids growing up and becoming players, not only in, of course, basketball, but of course any endeavor that they have in life.
And if you go to Catholic school, most of the time they've already got their leagues lined
Right,
up, they've
right.
got kids, but when it comes to public school, it becomes something totally different. So Catholic school's already established, and you guys are establishing it on the public school side.
Yes.
Talk to me about what do you need to keep going, and what do you need to further expand?
Well, everything is financing.
Financing.
You know, the bigger we grow, the more expensive it gets, because the schools don't pay for the league. We're not like, we don't charge. We don't have no membership fees. We don't charge the schools. We give them the resources through partners and sponsors. So we provide them with the uniforms. We cover all the initial expenses that takes place. Referees. Well, last season was the first season that we didn't cover the referees. Wow. Because we expanded to, we're growing, and we're not saying no to schools that want to participate, but we didn't have the budget to cover the referee fees. So the schools came in and they covered the games that each school played, which was good. It kind of hurt us because we're accustomed to giving them everything.
Yeah, we want to give them everything.
We want to give them everything. But to answer your question, it's really budgeting. We're private, not for profit, and we get our money through donations, whatever I'm able to give, I put money out myself. And the sponsors, our partners that come in and gives us either the uniforms or pays for the referees. That's how we've been doing it.
Let's take a quick break. Come back with you guys. Get some final thoughts about how you can tell people how to get tapped into you. Because somebody may be watching right now. Maybe you've got a school in the Bronx, Manhattan, wherever, and you may want to be a part of this. So let me connect you with them and them with you. But I first got to take a break. All right? Be right back in a few seconds.
Great.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
And we are back here on Perspectives and sharing a little bit about this very special basketball league. So for people who want to get tapped into, whether it's team-wise or whether it's donations, sponsorship, how do they do that?
Well, for the schools, for anybody that wants to reach us, you can reach me at Lopez@powerfulinitiatives.org. That's the best way to reach us for any interest on the league. But we also have our social media tags, which Mr. Jackson will speak about.
Right. I also handle a lot of the social media and those type of assets, marketing and what have you. So yes, we're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Our Twitter account will be right back up shortly.
Okay.
It should be up by the time we get ready to start. But yeah, so it's all at ESSL Sports. If you search that, if you Google search ESSL Sports, you'll see all of our social media will come up. All of our tags are that. So it's Instagram, ESSL Sports, Facebook also at ESSL.sports.
Mm-hmm. And so if there's an elementary school, and parents of an elementary school team watching saying, listen, we want to get a team together, what do they need to do?
They need to reach me, and then we'll take it from there. I will identify where their location is, what district they're from, because our competitions are district-based.
Right.
So when we have a school that wants to come on board that their district is not currently participating, we either recruit other schools in their district so that we could have their district competition where they could connect to the city, or we align that school with the nearest district to them, and they will compete in that district.
Okay, cool. Well, I want to let you know that you can reach these gentlemen. If you want to support them, certainly the information is at the bottom of the screen. Going to show a little full-page graphics that way you can understand a little bit more about the league and where teams are located. And obviously, you can see the district regions in New York City and what are being represented right there. You got Brooklyn, you got East New York, Manhattan, Bronx, Washington Heights, all represented right here in the Bronx, Co-op City. So if you want to be a part, reach out to these gentlemen, let them know, and let them know. Get a team going, find some sponsors, keep the league going. It's a great initiative.
Thank you.
Thank you for impacting lives. So maybe people think, oh, it's just sports, but it's really more than sports. It's really about impacting lives, changing lives, providing a foundation. And if it wasn't for basketball, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today too. So, so thank you. So, final thoughts. What you want people to know?
I want people to know that again, we're here for the future. We are here for our future. This is about the future of not only New York City, not only your neighborhood, but the world. This is for the future of the world.
They can either see you on one court or the other, huh?
They're going to see me on any court.
That's it. I got you.
For the parents out there or the older siblings, we all have resources that we could lend to the schools that our kids or family members go to. In a time like today, try to be involved. You never know what resources you have, what skill set you have that you could bring to your local elementary school, especially if your kids are going there, to enhance their experience and their education. That's what I did, and that's why we're here with the Elementary School Sports League, an initiative of powerful initiatives for sports and education. And what's coming right after that is the Scholastics League. We're going to do a league in scholastics, chess club, debating, and so forth.
All right.
Our ultimate goal is so that every elementary school kid in the inner cities that don't have these resources could tap into an extracurricular activity in a competitive format, whether it's sports or education.
Well, gentlemen, we want to thank you both for coming. Congratulations on the great work
Thank
you're
you,
doing.
sir.
Good to see you. Good to have you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Come on back and update us, okay?
Sure.
Maybe next time bring some kids and have a good time.
Great.
All right,
Absolutely.
we'll do that.
Thank
All
you
right?
for having us.
Hey, thanks for coming. Listen, that about wraps it up for this edition of Perspectives. I want to let you know if we talk about athletes and athletics and sports, and of course, students becoming athletes. Sometimes being an athlete enhances becoming a student, but where there are student-athlete programs, where there are programs such as this, it's a great thing to support them because you never know just how much of a difference it makes in someone else's life to have the opportunity to start off with athletics and then take a career, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an athletic career, but just really a strong foundation. So a special thanks to the ESSL League and the work that they're doing across the city. That about wraps it up for here. Daren Jaime saying take care, God bless. We'll talk to you soon on the next edition of Perspectives.
What's on your mind?
Let 'em know.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
Let 'em know. Anything relevant to life, you bring it to the table. Whether you make a move solo or a movement with a stable. No fables, you speak on your decisions. Cause in the long run, it's your voice, your views, your vision. Keeping it real with many messages for you to know. This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most.
I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to.
Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it. Yeah, I get it.